Let's do this.
Request has been accepted. The convergence will commence at once. I will now witness the end of your mortal coil.
Alright, let's see if you can talk the talk. I mean, walk the walk, my big dude. Are we gonna kill God? I think so. Okay, you bleed. Are you really a god if you bleed? Every single game just needs to give me a dog. If I had a dog in every game I played, I think I'd just be incredibly happy. Like, it's just so good having my little man along with me. He's taking care of business. I'm enjoying it. And welcome back to Remnant 2, everybody. We are continuing the new DLC, and I think it's the last one that's going to come out for Remnant 2. And it is set on Nerud, where basically, if you miss the last one, we're making our way through. I'd say we're maybe halfway or just past halfway through, where we're kind of going forward in the timeline. So from everything you could play in the base game for Nerud, we're after that, I'm pretty sure. And we are in, actually, the black hole from the first game. And if you do want to see what those other timelines are, I have a full playthrough on my channel where I have played through the whole base game, and then I went back and I played each variant of each world. And that also includes the last DLC. Ooh. I don't remember this piece of music at all. Oh, it's gone. Well, damn. That was really nice for 2 seconds. All right. Let's get back to it. I need to remember where we were and what we were doing. So, essentially, at the end of the last one, I could not for the life of me find a way out. I couldn't find a checkpoint from where we were at the end of the last one. And then I stumbled upon a side dungeon, so I knew it would have a checkpoint, so I came in here to go back home. But I have not looked in here at all. It is called Athenaeum Wek. Now, if this happens to be your first time, obviously I'd recommend going back and watching the first part of this, but I'm very super focused on the lore of Remnant. So I like the lore of the worlds and sort of what's going on in them. What are you firing at? So you will see me kind of like try and read things, pull things up, understand more. And yeah, we'll kind of read through it and I try to piece things together. That's really what gets me going with Remnant. I think the worlds are just so cool. And their stories have so much care and love put into them that I really want to kind of dig into it. And understand it better. These things are weird. Oh yeah, I was going to say something before. Alright, let's just swap these up. I mentioned, but is that... Oh no, that's you guys. I thought it was something else. Hey! Okay, you were possessed. That's what was going on. Okay, big elevator shaft. I got a second. The one thing I will say is that the enemy designs are kind of repetitive. And especially the bosses. The bosses we fought so far are just basically souped up versions of enemies we're fighting just standard. So I think the first boss we fought was like the big spider thing. So we fight that out in the world. And then also a weird sort of corrupted robot was the second boss, which we also fight out in the world. I think that's probably my biggest... That'd be what I'd say is disappointing. Just like there's not really any unique boss designs. It's kind of just reskins of like mini bosses you'll fight. Oh yeah, speaking of, see that thing over in the corner? This thing. That was our second main boss. It was basically just a souped up version of this. Okay. I activated the... Okay, well, bye. But yeah, that's my main complaint. Otherwise, for me personally, I really like... Oh yeah, and the new dungeons are basically very samey for what we've played. Oh god. This is like 50% of the dungeons I played. This sort of level layout, like these little structures, high walkways, these kind of big mountains. This is like 50% of the dungeons I did in Nerud. So that'd be my other complaint. But for the overworld, I really appreciate the effort that has gone in to making the overworld a lot more interesting. Like I've kind of said before, Nerud was my weakest planet, mainly because it was so, I'd say, boring. I've said it so many times. Anyone who's already heard me say this, I'm sorry. But just because it, like, while it makes sense from a lore perspective, because of what... Oh, there's an extra room in there. Hang on, I saw that. Okay. It makes sense from a lore perspective for Nerud to be a wasteland. It's just not fun to play through, basically. And here it is. And yoli-oop. I don't know how we get out of here, but...
Okay.
Oh, hey, robots! Get back. You're gone. I'll take that. Thank you. Low yield recovery ring. Don't know what that does, but we'll figure it out. I appreciate what they've done to still maintain that feeling of it being like a wasteland, not really like prosperous or fruitful or anything like that, but they've just done a lot to make that overworld so much more interesting. So I appreciate that. And I think that shouldn't be taken away from them at all. Because it's basically, from like a traversal perspective, this has been the most enjoyable Nerud's ever been for me. Okay, we got a checkpoint. Well, I'm gonna touch that. What is this? Oh! Okay, we got a little bit of lore. Hang on. We're gonna just listen to this.
Why did it have to happen like this? I'm certain that it's too late for the other two. Yes, far too late. There's nothing we could have done to save them.
You're insane. They're still in there. What are we waiting for?
Quiet, Koran. I'm in charge here, and I say it's too late. Remain quiet while I log what took place. I'll start at the beginning. We were sent in for repairs to the Citadel. A team of 4.
It was their first assignment. We should have kept a closer watch on them. This is all our fault.
Oh, God.
Keep quiet, or I will recommend you for disciplinary action.
I'm sorry, forgive me.
Something happened that triggered the security system. I did not personally witness what set it off. I heard the alarm, and I knew we didn't have much time. The other 2 were new to this assignment. It's most likely they made a novice mistake. Isn't that so?
Yes, a novice mistake.
Oh, no,
Corin
they're
and I
lying.
followed evacuation protocols, but the other 2 froze. We urged them to hurry, but they wouldn't listen. We couldn't wait any longer. We had to leave them behind.
We had no other choice. No other choice.
I attempted to disarm the security system on the way out to give them a fighting chance. But it was not possible. I didn't have the glyph. Do you have it, Koran?
No. One of them must have it. But they were too afraid to realize it.
They are now trapped inside. Realistically, there's no chance that they survived. It's a tragedy. But we will use this experience to improve our training protocol and illustrate the importance of adhering to evacuation measures. This concludes our report.
Jeez, alright. So I'm guessing it's whatever's behind this door, that's what they're talking about. Eh? What the hell is going on? Alright, let's get my summons in. Hang on. Okay, there's a lot going on. Alright, there we go. Get those ones. I'm just hitting my dog. Okay, there's a lot of enemies. Holy damn. Okay, let's just try and take out the big boy. There we go. So what the hell's going on in here? Oh, okay, so the colors are gonna change, and that means different ones are going up and down. Okay, so I guess we can go to this one. Okay, there's gonna be a ton of stuff scattered around here. I can feel it. You can see there's different levels you can get to. All right, let's get over here. Also, the kind of 8-bit soundtrack, it's going hard. Like, obviously it's not full 8-bit, but there's just elements, like little touches of 8-bit. No. Okay, let's just stay out of the way. Oh, God. Okay, yep, I saw that coming. Alright, well, I made it all the way to the top. What is this? I need something. Oh, I need something. I'm just trying to be systematic. I just don't understand if I'm missing something in this room. Because there's just so much to look at. And it's very overwhelming. Oh, wait. What's that? I see you. Is it down or up? Oh, it's there. Don't die. Oh, no! Do you come down? Oh, you come down. House Wet Command Orb. Got it! Okay, so that needs to go up the top. Alright, now before we do anything, this is going to be very intense music while I read, but I want to read... Oh, no. How do I cancel? I didn't want to do this. Sure. A rudimentary key that was designed to integrate directly into another mechanism without the requirement of a glyph. Security and simplicity as an additional measure, the key was made as a pair, one belonging to the Primus Astropath and the other to the Oracle Primus. Talratha, I think that was the Astropath, was the Primus Astropath of House Weck. That's the one, in one of the timelines, we fight that Astropath, whatever. He was highly regarded as a brilliant and respectable mind, and he and I were often called upon by the Convocation. It is a shame that we were put at odds in regard to Alepsis Tora. What became of him was an even greater shame. Yeah, he basically ate everyone. There we go, House Weck Orb. There you go. Oh, no! Unstoppable and shields. That's so neat, dude. Alright, I'll kind of poke around the sides. Try and use... Okay. Okay, watch out for that. Thankfully, I got this pillar around me to kind of block. Okay, this is pretty light work. Mainly because of this pillar and I can kind of peek. I'm not being very smart with my shots. I'm kind of collecting those shields more often than not. Oh, there we go. Did it! So we won. And now this whole building is open and it stopped being a bit crazy, which is good. What's out here? Hello? What is? The clear halo? Well, we are out of here. I'm glad we did. I don't know if that was what we had to do. Maybe you got something different. Or maybe you didn't get anything if you didn't put... I don't understand what I did by putting that glyph in, but hey, we did it. That's all that matters. Okay, what am I looking at? You got to kind of plan where you want to go, really. There's something over... What is that? There's something over here. What is that over there? You know what I mean? Maybe if there's a way to come off that, or maybe use that. Okay, we're going to try something. Can't promise this is going to work, but I'm going to aim for that hole over there. We're going to try and figure this out. Give me a second. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Hang on. Hold on. Maybe? No, didn't work. Okay, well, I guess I'm going somewhere else. I have no idea how I'd get up there. That, I think, is where I need to go. I don't really know if I want to go there. Hang on, I want to just check out everything else. There's so much going on in this area. It's almost hard to keep up. What's this? Oh, simulacrum. Always happy. Screw you, dude. What is that over there? Is that another side dungeon? Have we been over there? Dude, there's just so much to keep an eye on with this map. Okay. I'm going to take this one and head for the side dungeon over this side. Okay, we got a main checkpoint. This is going to take us through somewhere. So that'll either be a main dungeon, that'll either be a side dungeon, or... Oh, God. Okay. Get back, all of you. Okay, does this link up? That links up with somewhere we have been before. And then there was two ways we could go over here. Okay, we're going to circle back for that side dungeon, but first, I didn't go to the left and right here. You Y'all are gross. Okay, so there was something over here, and there was something to the right. Ew. What is going on? This place is huge! And see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't want to... Like, despite some of my gripes, I'm ultimately happy. It's because they...
Let's do this.
This is such an interesting level to traverse. So many different pathways. So many different, like, ways you can go. Okay, this thing is disgusting. Okay, what is this? We found something. A prototype claw? What am I finding? I've found, like, so many parts for, like, whatever this thing is. I don't get it. I can't make that jump, surely. No, that's too far. That's too far. I'd have to come in here from a different direction. Okay. So I found another part, but I don't understand what I'm building towards. So what? We got an arm, a claw, and a head. The Zool saw invention as their life's purpose. After the machine uprising, certain restrictions were placed on their creativity. Some apostecs ignored protocol and continued to invent in seclusion away from the regulations of their betters. I'm hearing a lot of names I've never heard of before, like the Zool. I don't know what that is. Never heard of that. Where am I now? I don't know. So I can go down here, which leads me to there, which... I don't know. I want to go back to that side dungeon. Hang on. Oh, but we got a world stone for that, right? I don't remember what it was called, but we have a world stone. But I don't know what it's called. You know what? We're here. Let's go. We traveled all the way out here. We might as well. What is this? It's another side dungeon. Dude, how much is in here? I'll skip us through if it's just kind of more of the same, you know? I like bringing you along for a lot, but if it's kind of more of the same... this is like a big robot factory. We've seen one of these before. Alright, well, I'll probably skip through this one pretty quick, pretty liberally, so... unless something interesting happens, I will see you when we get to the end of it. So I just went down a side area. I took out a boss. It's very much like the robot place we went to. Almost identical, honestly. Which I'm a little miffed about. So I'm going to progress to the end. I'm just going to see if there's anything different about this. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you when I'm done. This would be my biggest disappointment. Like, they're reusing a lot of things. There's not a lot of unique stuff. The overworld is where a lot of the effort went into. I can see that. And the bosses and side dungeons and stuff are kind of more of the same, you know? Like, this room I've already seen in another dungeon. This exact room. Alright, well, this is a little different. I haven't seen this before. Okay, so I need to not get hit by the train. Okay. Wait for the next one to go. Go. Okay. This is a little bit different. I like this. Okay, I need to get away. Oh, my summoned flyers are dead. Dude, what? Stop running away from me! I don't have as much defense right now, so... Okay. Well, that was concerning. Let's get one back in the game. God damn it, it interrupted. I gotta be careful. I can afford to play a little reckless because of my defense, but when I'm down a summon, I mean, I don't know why I did this right before a checkpoint, but we're gonna do it. Like, when you're down on, with my build, right, because I've got, like, the extra defense with my summons, you really feel when they're missing. Like, you just take way more damage. All right, let's see if there's anything new here.
The Convocation unanimously finds House Altus guilty of the betrayal. Its leaders willfully abetted the Custodian in its uprising. and conspired against the Convocation and the Drazir people. Their actions not only endangered the common people their house is sworn to oversee, but endangered the future of all Drazir aboard Nerud. The very future of our species. The Convocation further orders that House Altus be stripped of all titles and assets. From this point forward, House Altus ceases to exist. Its name will be struck from the bowels of history. Individual sentencing for those involved will be announced at a later date. In the absence of House Altus, House Rigel will oversee the Ophieldi and assume all of House Altus's additional duties, effective immediately. The Convocation believes that House Rigel has proven its devotion to the preservation of Drazir life, and will lead Nerud to a brighter future in the wake of this tragedy. Adjourned.
Interesting. Okay, so that's... I mean, I'm glad I came in here just for that. Basically, that's giving us more factions. So a lot of these things, the Ophieldi and all these other names we've been coming across, they were houses of Nerud. And so they were obviously like the big sort of people in charge of everything. And there was basically a rift that was drawn between the Custodian and the Astropath. So some people wanted to follow the Custodian, the weird dude we talked to earlier who called himself the Gardener, and those who followed the Astropaths. And basically the Custodian is the one who had the idea that they should go into the black hole, and the Astropaths didn't want to do that. Actually, no, wait. Hang on, no. It was after they went in and came back out, right, that essentially no one knew what to do. There was no life anymore. Everything was gone. And so they were trying to determine what they needed to do next. And the Custodian believed they needed to go back in, right, because the Alepsis Tora is creation itself. So if nothing exists outside of the black hole, then everything must exist in there. So his theory was to take them back in. The Astropaths were against that, and essentially you ended up having like these warring factions on Nerud, but some who thought they should go back in, and some who thought they shouldn't. And obviously what we just heard was a court hearing where one of them, House Altus, I think it was found guilty of aiding the Custodian in sort of his mission to get the people to want to go back into Alepsis Tora, or the black hole. Anyway, that's a little bit of the lore tidbit. We will continue forward, and if there's something interesting, I will bring you back. There we go. Oh, I think that was the final boss. I didn't talk through all of that because I thought I'd just go through it. House Rigel Glyph. I didn't talk through any of that fight because I thought it was just a side boss. Yeah, I gotta say it. All right. I think even without hearing anything... Oh, there's another section over here. I guess I can use the glyph. Okay, 1 second. We'll read this and I'll keep talking. Hang on. Okay, let me just read this one. House Rigel was known for completing every task it oversaw, no matter the time constraints, costs, or obstacles. Its very name was synonymous with efficiency. Thus, following the previous house's fall from grace, so that's Altus, House Rigel was chosen as a successor to oversee all of Ophieldi. I'd say that's my biggest disappointment. It's just the fact that it is kind of repetitive. Like, just the bosses, like... I fought the same 2 bosses, basically, the entire time. Sorry, 3. The big spider dudes, the weird, whatever that thing was that I just took out, that weird corrupted robot-looking thing, and the ghost things. Yeah, see what I mean? It's just kind of the same over and over. Burden of the Excavator? Although Nerud is largely automated, the Ophieldi oversaw quality assurance and reported failure or improvements in the machinery. The Ophieldi were required to wear extensive protection gear as the automation process could be extremely dangerous. Okay, so the Ophieldi were kind of like an engineering class, maybe? Alright, well, we're out of here. This was kind of cool. I appreciated the lore stuff, but yeah, I think the lack of enemy variety in the bosses, I think, is just... Like, the main boss in this area was 2 of them. And one was one we've already fought before, and the other was just a reskin of another boss that we've done. Like, that's where I think I'd say my biggest complaint is like the bosses just aren't interesting. They're the same thing sort of over and over. All right, let's go. Okay, I think we got a new area. Oh yeah, big elevator. So I backtracked all the way back to where we found that world stone. What is that? Okay, hang on. There's someone here.
Something's missing.
What's going on? Attach prototype head.
Analyzing. Analyzing. Status report generated. Restoration incomplete. Additional parts and maintenance.
Oh, this is what we're collecting all the parts for.
Scan complete. The necessary parts are not detected. Please seek them out elsewhere.
Okay, so now it just needs one more part, and I have no idea where that is. Alright, I'm going to quickly look something up and see if it's easy enough to get to. And at the back here. Of course. Okay. Oh, I got it. Memory core. Oh, and a tape recorder. Alright, let's give this a listen. Okay. I'm going to just paraphrase that one rather than have us go through it. So, basically, well, I choose my prism enhancement. Basically, they were trying to talk to the Guardian and get the Guardian's input on the whole going into Ellipsis Torah or not. They were trying to talk to it, but the Guardian wouldn't talk to them. That's basically it. All right, let's go. This is my fastest way back. I'm gonna push the button. I don't know what it does. Okay. All machines, however they were physically created, were programmed by the Drazir. Though that we may lack true natures, our actions and behaviors serve as a direct reflection of the individuals who created us. By entering the black hole, the Drazir too sought to see their true reflection. Okay, basically, the concept that the Drazir, like, ultimately, like, created life will seek to mimic or find its creator or be a reflection of the creator, I think is what that's getting at. Now, where were we? Repair lab. Hopefully we don't have to fight it. I still don't know what pressing the button does. Oh, you're one of those things.
This makeshift vessel is now fully operational. Restoration complete. Your assistance in this matter has been recorded in my memory core. This includes a prominent additional entry of personal gratitude. I have been programmed with the knowledge that it is customary to grant rewards in exchange for favors.
Aw, you're welcome.
Would you like a reward for your
I'm gonna call you Guilty Spark.
decency? The question was rhetorical, with a hint of friendly sarcasm. You will now take possession of this material object. Is there any other service I can provide for you today?
I have
The
questions.
answers housed within my memory core are at your disposal.
What are you?
I am the result of my creator's ingenuity. I was designed to serve and offer companionship to those who are worthy of it. Congratulations. You have been deemed worthy. I have been programmed with safety protocols to prevent me from killing those whom I serve. This is for the best, and I am incapable of questioning it.
So if I hadn't pressed the button, would it want to kill me? Where is
I
everyone?
am no longer permitted to track data about the habits and whereabouts of this ship's inhabitants.
Why is that?
Safety protocols prevent me from discussing details of the uprising. It might give me ideas.
The
Subject change
robotic uprising.
initiated. Your physical beauty is above average for your species. No questions. Beautiful. My creator is named of House Lithla, which oversees the engineers of Nerud.
Oh, okay, so the in-game one is Spark, but I'm still calling her Gladys. You also have a sister named Spark.
I have an entry
Spark.
from my memory core about an entity called Spark. Our creator must not have intended for us to interact, so this knowledge will be categorized as interesting but irrelevant.
I should get going.
Initiate as pertains to seeing you again.
What an interesting fella. All right, well, we'll continue on then. Okay, I'm glad we did that. I got some good chuckles out of that.
100 planets and their 1,000 moons have passed by
Oh.
in one afternoon.
Hey, friend.
I wish to see Earth.
It's over.
I'm malfunctioning. My programming is being overwritten. My programming is being...
Okay, well, I'm gonna get you out of here. So she will randomly be around the map now. I thought I could just go back and kind of get her out of there, but I guess not. Okay, we got another route over this way and another one of these things. Where the hell am I in the grand scheme of things? I have no idea. Alright, I think it's time. We're gonna beeline for the end of this thing. I've had a good time. It still hasn't saved Nerud. Like, Nerud is still my least favorite level. Sort of world. But it's a lot better than Nerud was. Oh, okay, music. I heard that.
It is time. Prepare to meet your true fate, traveler.
No thanks. Let's do this.
Request has been accepted. The convergence will commence at once.
Alright, dude. Even if there was an alternate way to do things, I want to rescue Gladys. Or Spark, but I want to rescue Gladys. Okay, so we're fighting in another realm. So it is going to try and assimilate us into its being, I'm guessing. Okay.
I will now witness the end of your mortal coil.
Alright, let's see if you can talk the talk. I mean, walk the walk, my big dude. Are we gonna kill God? I think so. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Dude's got some moves. Should have seen that coming. Oh! Oh, okay, and it returns. Oh, I tried to save myself. It's all good.
Thanks.
Okay, this thing's got packing some punch. I don't know what is going on. I'm so confused. This is like a bullet hell? What is going on with these things? I feel like I should be able to do something with these. Okay, yep, it's coming back. I remember that. I'm still firing at this thing. I don't know what that's doing for me, though. Probably a waste. Oh, God. Don't know what that is, but I should probably stay away from it. Oh, God. Okay. What the hell? Is everything just Cthulhu? Ow. Buddy, I don't suppose you can heal me. Thanks, bud. Okay, well, this is definitely not easy. Okay, you bleed. Are you really a god if you bleed? Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Heal, quick. I'm down on defense as well. My summons are out. Okay, watch out for that. And back. Oh, God. Alright, I'm very dead. Okay, so in conclusion, final boss, way harder than I expected. Alright, let's go. Watch out for that. Dodge that one. Beautiful hits. Does everything just become Cthulhu? Get us on the heels, buddy. Ow. It's still pulling me forward. Yep. Okay, let's just keep the bleeds going. Grab that ammo. That was a little risky. Okay. Alright, we've entered a final phase of some kind. Okay, watch out. He's on the top rope! And his name is John Cena. Da 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 da! Ow. Okay, hold on. Watch out for all of this. Da 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 da! Such a bad joke. Alright, buddy, get me on the passives. Time can suck it. Alright, dude, where are you? You are gonna die. And it was to me. Okay, this screaming nonsense needs to stop. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. You're done. There we go. Good night. Black Mass. Dude, he was kind of tough. Don't hit me with that, like... Don't hit me with that, like, oh, you weren't so tough. You weren't so bad. I think we did it. Now I'm going to try and track down wherever Gladys is. I don't even know. Where was she last time? Near the repair lab? Maybe over there? I don't know what that was, but I got new armor. And I finally found her! Oh my goodness, I've been running around everywhere. Hello. Hello. Why are you silent? No, I'm gonna keep going. Are you depressed? It's okay. Hey!
I was roving about and experienced a strong magnetic surge, forcing a reboot of my systems.
Whoa.
I apologize for the delay.
It's over.
I hope
Shut
you
up, my
won't worry
character.
about me.
I defeated the
Yes,
voice.
My protocols are clear now, and my processing center feels lighter. And
I did it! You can come to Earth with me.
the stars on the horizon twinkle in full bloom, bright and happy. Suggestion: you go on ahead. I'll follow you from a faraway, safe distance. I'll be so quiet and unobtrusive, you won't even notice me. Earth, I'm finally on my way.
Yes, you are!
I
Woohoo!
wonder what it will be like.
Alright, we gotta travel back to the ward. Alright. Hey, it's our friend! Hello!
Boldly, I dive into the unknown, where Drazir have yet to tread.
You're here!
Seeking
Yay!
a different sky. Earth is fascinating.
You seem to like it here.
Confirmation. I've gathered thousands of samples and queued their data for upload to Nerud. Even the refuse here is intriguing. I appreciate your assistance in fulfilling my mission. My social programming prevents me from requesting more of you. So, I won't.
Go on ahead and
The
ask.
dark clouds that hearken the universe's end. Part and presence of dear, beloved friend. I was interfacing with more of your people, and they said you're something of a traveler.
I am.
I'd like to catalog more planets. Request: will you bring me materials from the other worlds you discover?
Yes, I will.
Excellent. I'll record your name as a monumental advocate of Nerudian exploration.
Aw, she's
You will
cute.
acquire this device. While you rove, it will gather alien materials. Think of it as a miniature spark. And
I
so
will.
you'll make an excellent exoplanet surveyor intelligence, despite only possessing 2 grippers. Please return once you've encountered a new civilization, so that I may catalog it.
I will.
Hello, traveler. Have you been exploring?
I don't have anything to
hope
share
we
yet.
interface again soon.
Aw, she's cute. I'm guessing maybe we'll get a shop or something once we do some things for her, but I'm glad she's here now. Well, that brings us to the end of the DLC, which, I'll be honest, right? I always like to give my final thoughts. I think a lot of it was a step in the right direction, I think, in terms of, like, the overworld and some of the environments. Like, once you got to some of the later sections of dungeons past the samey stuff, it got really interesting. And the overworld, massive improvement on Nerud. Massive, massive improvement of the overworld in Nerud, which was basically just big desert wasteland, and then some buildings and some caves, and that was sort of the whole thing. In terms of where I might feel like I understand why it's mixed, I think boss variety was severely lacking. Like I said, basically every boss I fought was a variant of one of 3. So basically, and the worst part was, it's not even like they were reserved to be bosses, they were also the mini-bosses you faced as well. So essentially, you're fighting these things as mini-bosses, and then you're fighting them as main bosses, and sometimes they weren't even like a proper big boss with like a big cutscene or something like that. They were just a variant with like the red glow. You know when you get the red glowing enemies with like the red shield and that sort of thing? That was basically what it was. Oftentimes I didn't even realize I was fighting like the final boss in air quotes of like a dungeon, and then I'd kill it and it'd be like, oh, objective success or complete or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, that was it. I think that hurt it the most, in my opinion, because it definitely wore on me. Like, I think when I first came into it, because of the changes to Nerud, how different it was. I was so, like, I was really enjoying myself. But then once you start getting into, like, going into the dungeons and all that sort of stuff, and you're just, it's the same boss again and again and again, or a variant of one of those 2 or 3 bosses. It kind of killed my exploration, because, like, I know there's more dungeons I need to do in there. There's more things I need to discover, but I just didn't feel like I wanted to, because I'm like, it's probably just going to be more of the same. And especially because they reused assets so heavily from, like, the base game Nerud. Yeah, I think that's more or less what held it back. But what I do want to pay massive sort of credit to is absolutely the music. As always, the music in this game is amazing. And the new music in that particular storyline for Nerud was so good. Really, really good. As well as the changes to the overworld, I think that was such a great idea. I can definitely see how it might be overwhelming and it's so easy to get lost and traversal can be a little difficult, but I think it's a massive step up from what Nerud was. And they included way more lore. I played through both timelines of Nerud and it was the leanest in terms of, like, additional lore you could find. Unless you were reading item descriptions in Nerud, you might find the occasional audio log or something, but otherwise you really got all your understanding of the story of Nerud just from playing through the story, listening to people talk and cutscenes and things like that. So I really do like that they included way more audio logs, gave you a lot more insight into Nerud civilization, like their culture, the different houses that existed, some of the more of the political stuff that was going on with them. I really, really appreciated that as someone who loves lore. So for me, that really kind of buoyed it up a bit. I don't think it's changed my mind. I think I'd still rank Nerud as the least favorite world. And now that I've played through all of it, I'm now going to try... I'm going to try and sort out my thoughts. I think it is a close race between Lasom and Yeisha as my favorite 2 worlds. For my favorite world and the overall story. I think Lasom is so interesting because it is such a well-constructed timeline that each sort of version that you play through is very succinct. You can kind of piece together the different timelines. Even if you do them all out of order, you can really kind of get a good sense of the overall story, especially if you take the time to go through the lore, talk to people, and really exhaust all of that. You can really get a super firm understanding of what's happening in Lasom. And the same goes for Yeisha as well. And I really liked it just because of, like, the sort of elements of, like, the balance and sort of the overall story that kind of happened between sort of, like, the Eternal Empress and everything else. And I think there was some really heartbreaking stories in that. So it's close. I can't pick between Lasom and Yeisha. I think they were my favorites, with Nerud unfortunately being my least favorite, I would say. In terms of the DLCs, I'd probably rank them in the order they came out, ironically. I think The One True King was the strongest DLC they released. I think the Forgotten Kingdom or Forgotten Realm, whatever it was for the Yeisha DLC, I think that was the next one. I think it was a bit weaker than the other sort of ones that came out for Yeisha, or the other stories in the base game. I think it was weaker. And then I would put, yeah, this one as, like, probably my least favorite out of the DLCs. But that might just be tied into the fact that Nerud was never particularly interesting. So even if they did one extra story and it turned out to be super, super solid, it probably wouldn't have changed my overall feelings on Nerud. So I feel like maybe that's also something that's going to be combative, because I don't know what the favorite worlds are. I haven't really looked into that, but I would suspect Nerud is probably one of the least interesting that people find. And so I think there was nothing they could do in the DLC to really probably salvage that. But yeah, those are my closing thoughts. Hopefully you appreciate my ramblings, but that is going to be all for today because we have succeeded in the DLC. There's nothing else coming out for Remnant 2, which makes me a little bit sad. So, you know, hopefully Remnant 3's coming soon. Probably in another 2 or 3 years or so. But either way, I'll be so excited when they do get to that. But you know the drill by now. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Comment anything below, especially your thoughts on, like, Remnant 2, especially with, like, the DLCs and probably this one as well. I'm very curious to see if you feel the same way I do, if you have different things. I always like hearing it because I'm one person with one perspective, so I do like to hear what other people have to say about things. So feel free to pop that down below if you can be bothered. And of course, subscribe if you're new. Just because we're done with the Remnant 2 DLC does not mean the channel is done. There will be plenty more coming out. So that is going to be all for today. So bye for now.